Before the birds stir, before the first light crawls through my window, first, it's a word of prayer. I set the tone for the day, seeking guidance from the Almighty. And then, get up from bed. I then allow the light to illuminate my room as I reach for the windows. Wow, such a beautiful day. This is not just my bedroom, this is my command center. This desk, it holds more than paperwork. It is the heartbeat of a farm that's still growing but grounded. Homeground. As I flip through my notebook, I'm reminded of farmers who started small and now are heading supplies. Young women who feared failure and now run their kukuchoma businesses. The fathers beaming with pride because they can now provide. This is where decisions are made with feathers in mind. Orders are checked, farmers are followed up, and vaccination schedules mapped. This is Homeground Poultry Farm. When you are a farmer, you are forced to use every available resources. Like me, this second bedroom is where all my farm attires are kept. So as I get ready to step into the farm, I have to ensure that I am properly dressed to go to the farm. As I step out, the air smells like money. Haha! Each day, fresh beginnings. The birds wake up before the world does. I know their rhythms, which corner they love to huddle, which one fix a limb for extra attention, and I can't wait to meet my beautiful birds, cause this is the life I chose. This is what makes me fulfilled. In this venture, consistency is currency. You don't skip a vaccine, you don't brush off a cough, you stay alert to every bird's behavior because they're always ready to eat. I mean, if one is not eating, that's a red flag. Sleeping when others are feeding, that's a warning. You have to stay grounded and listen to your birds. I took it literally when they said Kenyeji birds can free range, so I quickly head to my layers coop to check on how they're doing. The sun is already shining and the curtains are not yet rolled up. So I roll up the curtains, but in my mind, I'm a bit scared. So I try checking for signs of any sick bird, signs of any mortality, because, well, somehow we like to see it way before we actually see it. I would like to see it from a distance before really opening the door, but lucky for me, no mortalities, no sick bird. So I carefully open my door because these girls lay everywhere. Every day, I have to pick an egg or two at the door. Sometimes I normally end up breaking them. See, got one egg. So let's go in and check for more. Inside this coop is where I remember holding my very first egg. An egg so small, cracked, but full of hope. And since then, I have always admired my birds. I mean, for a business person, they pride in a booming business when they're able to calculate the profits and actually make a living out of whatever they do. Quite different from a farmer. As a farmer, we get our fulfillment in rearing happy birds. So we are here. As you can see, the birds have finished all the food that I had put for them, and we normally have these drinkers, the automatic drinkers. Let me just show you quick. But these girls normally do not really enjoy, and you know, me filming in this house is actually also giving them stress because they're not used to this kind of noise. They're not used to me talking a lot. I normally just come and beat them. So I want to collect the eggs and then refill their feeders and the other drinkers, because some of them don't like using the nipples. It's still morning. Most of the birds are here to lay, so I wouldn't want to disturb them. but anywhere where the birds are actually crowded, something has to be up. So checking on that area, well, I get lucky. I find 2 eggs buried in the sawdust. They normally like burying their eggs, which I don't really like because I always end up stepping on them without knowing where exactly one of the hens or 2 or 3 have buried their eggs. So this is actually 2 signs that the day has started right. 2 quiet victories from birds that I've watched grow from fluff to feathered pride. I collect them gently because in this space, every egg is a story of care, timing, feed, and faith. We are out with our feeder with drinkers, and now we're just going to wash them and then put some water, put some vitamins, and give to the bird. Out here, I wash the drinkers. These birds need clean water more than they need feeds, because if the water is dirty, it's not just an hygiene issue, it's actually a health hazard. Coccidiosis, for example, thrives where dampness and dirt and carelessness meet. It hides in the shadows of poor sanitation, and just one single infected dropping in a drinker can spread like wildfire. That is why I don't compromise. I don't skip this. Every day, fresh water, clean drinkers. To us, biosecurity is a big deal because sometimes what you don't catch in time catches you unprepared. I've lost birds before, 1 silent sneeze, then 10 gone by morning. So now, I don't wait for symptoms to scream. I actually make sure I thoroughly clean their drinkers. Today, I'm adding multivitamin to the water. Basically, it's sort of a ritual that I do every day. These tiny crystals that look like nothing, but actually do everything. Multivitamin restores strength, reduces stress, and keep the bird's appetite high. You might not see the results instantly, but you'll see it in the shine of their feathers, how they feed, and in how quickly they bounce back from a cold night or a stressful day. In poultry farming, a little gesture really goes a long way. This small act might be the reason a hen lives today. I mean, here, it's the little things done daily that build the empires silently, because every clean drinker is a happy bird, a bird that lives to lay, future that stays alive, and a farmer who sleeps in peace knowing the flock is healthy. I place the drinkers where the birds can easily access, but there are only 2 because we have the nipple drinkers on the walls. This right here, this is therapy. Not the kind that you sit on a couch for, but the kind that walks on 2 legs. This reminds you that slow growth is still growth. I remember when I was just starting up, 20 birds, a small coop, but a bigger dream. I just had hope, but I had no confidence. People doubted, and sometimes I actually did too. But I kept going. Each time I'd hear my chicks, I'd be reminded that maybe, just maybe, I was building something small. Okay, small but steady, knowing one thing, that these birds, they could change lives. It has changed my life. Somewhere today, a child will eat because of poultry. School fees will be paid, and parents will be very proud. Those who once dreamt will one day reap from their source. And somewhere in me, where I once doubted, something broken, I had just found healing. I stand here, I reflect, breathe, and remind myself that even the smallest things can actually become something beautiful. These birds don't just feed from me, they feed my soul. They remind me that progress isn't always loud, and purpose isn't always seen in crowds. Sometimes it's here in the farm, in the feathers, and in the quiet consistency, in the small wins that we have every day. So I let them eat, and I whisper I thank you. I thank you to them, because these birds, they've fed more than just Baileys. They've fed dreams, and this moment right here, it's more than farming to me. It is faith in the feathers. I clean, and I clean diligently. I clean every day, not because this place is dirty, but because this ground speaks to me. Each feather, each dropping, is a page from a diary I have learned to read. A watery dropping might whisper, "Watch out for coccidiosis," or a strange smell, giving a hint of salmonella. And these are not things that you want to wait. You actually act on them. In this space, biosecurity isn't just a good habit. It is the line between growth and grief. I have watched birds go silent just because I skipped one round of cleaning, because I didn't disinfect well enough, because I thought, well, I'll just do it tomorrow. But tomorrow is not promised. Not here in poultry. So I sweep with intention, because in this soil are footsteps of every bird that I have ever lost, everyone that I have saved, and I have buried tiny bodies, prayed over survivors, and actually put this coop in the hands of the Almighty. You'll hear people say, well, it's just chicken business, but they have never cried over a full cycle lost to Newcastle. They have never watched one sneeze turn into a weekend of death. So here, even the broom is a weapon, not against that, but against the unseen, against the failure that awaits when we get too casual. So yes, I sweep, clearing the way for hope, safety, and where futures are raised. I'm not just a farmer. I'm a mother to chicks, hens, and roosters. I'm a field vet without a white coat, and a businesswoman with boots full of mud and a heart full of hope. I don't dress in corporate, I dress in work. I'm a CEO in gumboots and a friend to her farmers. My name is Bahati, and this is Homegrown Poultry Farm.